Welcome back to Beautifully Unbalanced. I am your host, Destiny, and y'all, we made it to 2026. And when I tell you 2025 was one of them years, but I'm not here to dwell on the past. I took a major break from podcasting because honestly, I didn't know what direction I really wanted to go in. But after a few sermons, a couple of tears, and a whole lot of regrouping, I'm back. I wanted to start this year's episode a little different, and here's why. I came to the conclusion I was creating for everyone else, whether it was my motivational videos or my podcast. I was really just creating for the rest of the world and not myself. And as a creative, I felt like that is the worst thing that I could possibly do. And if you are a creative like me, you know that creating for everyone else will have you at a standstill, and that's what it did to me. I was never really satisfied with what I was putting out, and that's because I was chasing views and trying to help others before helping myself. And now that I'm chasing myself, my happiness, my creativity, the things I like, love, and everything in between, I am in a much better place to podcast now. As a people pleaser who wanted to change the world because all I saw was negativity, hurt, and pain, that was the original reason why I created a podcast. But then I started having those days where I didn't really want to talk or encourage anybody, let alone help anybody else. And that sounds kind of selfish, right? Well, that's because I'm human. And like many humans, we have our days, we have our weeks, we have our months where life is doing too much back to back. And honestly, for me, it didn't matter whether it was on the internet or in my personal everyday life. Things were just negative all the way around, and it yoked me right on up with it. So I decided to flip it and start creating for myself and allowing everyone else to share the space with me instead of creating a space for everyone else and leaving myself out of the equation. So without further ado, let me give you a little bit of a backstory about who I am. I am the daughter of parents who had her when they were extremely young. They were babies themselves, 15 and 16. I am also a daughter of a parent who was incarcerated most of her life, but that's a whole nother episode for a whole nother day. I am the oldest daughter. I'm a big sister, and sometimes, I feel like I lack in that area. Sometimes, especially when life gets too hard for me. I love my parents, though. I love them to death, honestly. And you can't really say anything bad about either of them to me, or, you know how that goes. I really don't care who you are either. They did what they had to do for me, and that's all I will touch on. I also have a stepfather as well, and he came in to help my mom and her kids, and in turn stepped up for kids that weren't his. And I know for a fact, looking back, I gave them a pretty hard time without truly meaning to. I was just honestly misunderstood, and that's also another episode pending. However, today, I still don't know what I want to do, but the saying goes, if you don't know what to go after God and yourself, so here we are. I am a country girl who came from North Carolina, and when I say country, I mean cities you probably never heard of. Cities where the hottest places in town are Walmart and Bojangles. I am moody. I cry a lot. I can't stick to one thing to save my life. I pull away from everyone and everything when I'm going through a lot too. I laugh out loud. I'm really goofy and will help anyone if I can. However, you only get that side of me when I'm comfortable. But here's the big kicker. I have a slight attitude too. I overthink, I worry a lot, and I have always felt out of place. Among all of that, I'm also very quiet. I like to have my me time, but I also love spending time with family and friends too. I don't do well in high stress situations or conflict. I am a daughter, sister, wife, auntie, cousin, and granddaughter just like you, so it's nice to meet you. I just wanted to give you a little backstory because in my previous episodes, I have gotten very deep, and a backstory would probably help you understand me a little bit more and why I'm such a deep human being. So let's get back to the subject at hand and why I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I honestly became very negative. After all the hard work that I had done, life just kept throwing jabs and I was eating them up. But as I ate them, I shrunk. I stopped creating. I cried a lot more. I started judging other people more and becoming what I know for a fact is not who I am. And that's all she wrote. But you know how that song go that Soulja Boy made? I'm back again. I know a lot of y'all thought I wasn't coming back, but yeah. See, that's that goofiness that I'm talking about. But I always feel like I'm being judged for either what I say, how I say it, or what I do and why I do it. To me, I have always just wanted to do things right to impress others. By others, I mean friends, family, associates. And the reason being is because I just want to be liked. But what comes with that? Trying to fit in a box to appease everyone and not myself. An example of this would be I'm wearing a certain item and someone makes a comment on it. Well, I will overplay that comment, dissect it bit by bit until I change what I'm wearing. And the crazy thing is, the comment could have been a question and I would run to go fix it because in my head, I just want it to be liked and accepted. That's crazy, right? Do you ever do something like that and then later you are miserable because you allow one comment to redirect you and it really wasn't in the sense that you thought it was? I have honestly dimmed myself for years to appease to everyone else and left little old me out, whether that was playing peacemaker when nobody asked me to, making everyone else's life easier when nobody asked me to, and always being available because God forbid someone feels like nobody is there for them, and that has always been how I felt. I have always been the one to show up for everyone, and guess who I forgot to show up for? The most important person, which is me. I can count on my hand the people who show up for me on a daily basis without making any excuses. And by the way, shout out to them because they know who they are without me even saying their names. Well, long gone the days of that for me because now if I like it, it stays. If I love it, it stays. And if I understand it, then I don't care who doesn't. I'm showing up for myself more than ever, and if that's offensive to you, then I'll let it ride because you know who's strictly doing and creating for themselves. That's me. Now don't get scared off. I will still have some decorum in this era of my life. So let's talk about what I learned in the past season because it could help you or not, but it's helped me and I'm sticking with it. First things first. Always create for yourself, not the rest of the world and whatever it is. When you create for you, not likes, clicks, or anything else, you will fulfill yourself more than you know. At that point, it's sharing with the world, not sharing for the world. Number 2, do not try to appease everyone. Only appease the ones who truly see you, the ones who truly matter. Only you know who those people are for you. Number 3, be you in every room you walk in. What I mean by this is make sure you are comfortable in every room you are in and you are not making anyone else comfortable before you make yourself comfortable. And that's at any and all times. And that concludes our first episode of 2026. See, it wasn't that bad. We were just doing something different. I'm glad you decided to stay with me through this whole episode. It truly means a lot to me because I am transitioning and I want to take you along for the ride. Now, I just want to let you know that I am on all of the podcasting platforms. I'm even on YouTube. And if you haven't listened to any other episode, I think you should really listen to this one. Make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe. You never know what message you hear that may just help you. Thanks for hanging out with me, and until the next episode, make sure to always love your life. Have a great day.